two phone calls. I talked to Jay and I talked to Kendrick, and I was like, "Hey, I wanna get back in music," and it was like, "What's the advice?" And Jay said, like, "Don't fake your story," and that's where I got the based on a true story from Jay. And Kendrick, he paused. He said, "Man, just say that shit you always been fucking scared to say."
Sorry, mommy. You gotta say sorry, Will. You gotta say sorry.
I mean, that's Kendrick said that, mommy.
There was a time when Will Smith just didn't miss. Movie after movie, hit after hit, it all worked. Men in Black, Bad Boys, even his music, it all connected. And what made it different was how he did it. Clean image, positive energy, still respected by everyone. That balance was rare, and he made it look easy. But now it feels like the internet has flipped on him completely. People clown him non-stop over how he handled things with his wife. They say he's sold out, calling his newer music corny. And of course, that Chris Rock slap still follows him everywhere. That moment stuck. The wild part. Every time he tries to fix it, it somehow makes things worse. Over the past couple of years, Will's been on a heavy PR run trying to win people back. Interviews, apologies, freestyles, big announcements, everything. You can see the strategy, but every move gets picked apart instantly, like people are just waiting for him to slip.
Will Smith is how old?
57.
The stimulus plan that you naming is not working today for 50-however-year-old Will Smith. I don't think this is a bad song, but we can't pump this up like this is about to do something.
Then he drops a new single after almost 20 years away from solo music, and the reaction is worse than expected. The like-to-dislike ratio looked bad, and the comments were brutal, not just negative, but personal. One person wrote, "This has got to be the most elaborate way of coming out." Another joked, "Guantanamo has a new banger for the playlist." Some even called it a humiliation ritual. That's not just criticism, that's a full internet pile-on. On a fan forum, someone broke it down perfectly. "I get what he's trying to do. It's a song made for TikTok and social media. He's trying to stay relevant. He's riding trends. It doesn't appeal to old-school hip-hop heads like most of us. We're all hoping he'll get back in the lab with Jeff, but he's just having fun and trying things." That felt honest and pretty accurate, but even then, it still wasn't landing. A lot of this really exploded after the 2022 Oscars, Will walking on stage and slapping Chris Rock in front of the entire industry.
G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it, all right? Hey, I'm out here, Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane jump.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay?
That clip went everywhere instantly, every platform, every timeline. People said that joke would have been forgotten in 15 seconds, but now it's locked into pop culture forever. And when he sat back down yelling from his seat, it made things even more uncomfortable than the slap itself. Later, he said he reacted because he was defending his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, who has alopecia, a condition that causes hair loss. That context mattered, but it didn't change the reaction. By then, the damage was already done, and the internet wasn't letting it go. He did apologize publicly, but it didn't undo anything. Projects got paused, opportunities slowed down, and everything shifted around him. You could see the impact. He stepped away for a bit, and since then, the biggest releases tied to him have been the Bad Boys continuation and its follow-up. That one moment didn't just cause backlash, it changed his whole trajectory. When he came back, it felt like he tried every comeback strategy at once. New music, teasing a collab album with Joyner Lucas, reconnecting with hip-hop. It was all happening fast. You could see the effort, but you could also feel the pressure behind it. But here's where it got tricky. Joyner already gets labeled corny by some fans, and Will's had that label for years too. Back then, it didn't matter. People loved him anyway. Now, that label hits harder, and people aren't letting it slide. Then, out of nowhere, he starts posting ads for a zombie video game on his YouTube channel. That confused a lot of people. It didn't fit the image at all. This is someone who's made hundreds of millions in Hollywood, so random gaming promos just felt off. Maybe the check was big, but the game still flopped. Instead of helping his image, it made the comeback feel forced. He kept showing up everywhere. Freestyles, interviews, podcasts, full rollouts, no breaks.
To develop, someone put in the prompt of Will Smith eating spaghetti.
Yeah,
so that
why
was
not?
like, yeah, right, yeah. So just a random thing. So that became the test of the evolution of AI video.
Yeah.
Is every couple of months they do a new prompt of Will Smith eating spaghetti, and the latest one is the first one that's absolutely perfect and photo real.
It's mad.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was watching it earlier and I was like, I can't believe that's not you.
Yep. I'm still eating the spaghetti in 2020.
Then he dropped a freestyle with lyrical lemonade, and fans went in instantly. Comments were ruthless. One said he rapped like an undercover cop. Another line, and I pulled the pin out of the grenade on purpose when I threw it, got hit with, "Yeah, bro, that's how grenades work." That's the kind of reaction he was getting. It got brutal online. Even though Charlemagne the God showed him some support, it wasn't enough to shift the narrative. Will even said he reached out to Jay-Z and Kendrick Lamar for advice before dropping the album. Sounds smart, but it didn't turn into a real comeback moment. Either the advice didn't land, or it just didn't connect with today's audience. Then came another unexpected move, linking up with younger internet personalities like KSI and XQC. YouTube videos, collabs, gaming content. It was clearly an influencer strategy. But something felt off. The chemistry wasn't there. Instead of looking natural, it came off like a legend trying to keep up in a space that moves way faster, and people noticed immediately. All of this leads into his recent track, Pretty Girls. With his current image, his age, and what people actually stream today, that song didn't just miss, it backfired fast. And honestly, the signs were already there before it even dropped. The album, based on a true story, dropped in March 2025 with some notable features. On paper, it looked solid, strong names, decent rollout. But when it released, it didn't dominate the charts like people expected. Instead of a comeback moment, it just passed without impact. Some tracks felt a little too self-aware, too. On Barbershop Day, there's that line, "Who the _ Will Smith think he is?" Then it follows with, "Bottom line, Will Smith is whack. Him and Jada both crazy." That's him addressing the noise directly. But instead of feeling bold, a lot of listeners took it as insecurity showing through. That's why people say the interviews, freestyles, influencer collabs, all of it feels calculated, like it's less about expression and more about fixing his image. To a lot of fans, it doesn't feel natural. It feels planned, step by step. And yeah, there's definitely a bias from people who remember the old version of him, the charismatic star, the entertainer who was running both music and movies at the same time without even looking stressed. That version of will set the bar so high that anything below it stands out instantly. But even now, something clearly feels different. You can feel it. The public isn't as quick to forgive anymore, and the internet doesn't let anything fade away. Nothing really disappears. And the slap. That wasn't the beginning. It just exposed cracks that were already there for a lot of people. To really understand why this whole PR run feels so intense, you have to go way back. Before Hollywood, before the blockbuster runs, before all of that, Will built his name in hip-hop first, and he did it in a serious way. From 1985 to 1994, he and DJ Jazzy Jeff, as the Fresh Prince, were on fire. Not just popular, but consistent. 5 studio albums, multiple Billboard Hot 100 Top 20 hits, and real commercial success that couldn't be ignored. Then, as a solo artist, he dropped 4 albums between 1997 and 2005. His final project, Lost and Found, added even more hits to an already stacked career. He won 4 Grammy Awards and picked up 4 more nominations. And with DJ Jazzy Jeff, he made history as part of the first rap act to win a Grammy for Best Rap Performance with Parents Just Don't Understand. Back in 1989, that was a major moment, a real milestone. One key detail that always made Will stand out, he didn't swear in his music at all. That was rare. He built his brand on clean, PG-13 storytelling, fun records, big hooks, humor, all of it. Even on Freakin' It, he kept that same playful energy. Lines like, Mr. Clean, yet the fact remains / got girls that don't speak English screaming my name, still confident, still catchy, but never crossing the line. Then he challenged the whole rap scene with, all you rappers yelling about who you put in a hearse / do me a favor, write one verse without a curse. That line hit hard and sparked real debate at the 1999 MTV VMAs. People talked about it. Some artists definitely weren't feeling it. Then you had that response energy on tracks like Mr. Nice Guy. That back and forth showed something important. Even when people called him corny, he was still respected enough to be mentioned alongside the biggest names in rap. And while his music career was already strong, his acting career exploded to another level.
Looks like you made it through the apocalypse. Welcome. Now, if you want to stay alive, here's what you need to know. And pay attention, because trust me, you need this way more than me.
The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air made him a household name. Then he leveled up with blockbuster films like Bad Boys. At that point, he wasn't just a rapper, he was a global icon. That's exactly why this fall from grace hits so hard. When someone rises that high, every mistake feels louder. Every comeback attempt gets more attention than it normally would. And right now, Will isn't just dealing with critics. He's going up against the memory of who he used to be. That's a tough position. The Pursuit of Happiness, Men in Black, I Am Legend, Shark Tale, the list goes on. Hit after hit. Will Smith wasn't just in successful projects, he was the reason they worked. On The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, he even played a version of himself and earned a Golden Globe nomination for it. That's rare territory, winning in music and dominating Hollywood at the same time. That's a completely different level. Even people who aren't big movie fans can name at least one Will Smith film they like. He racked up 25 major awards and 75 nominations over the years. That kind of run sets a crazy high standard, and it makes every move now feel even bigger under the spotlight. That level of success didn't happen by accident. He built that image piece by piece. Funny, charismatic, family-friendly, safe, but still cool. Hollywood loved that formula because it worked every time. But that polished image didn't last forever. It started to crack. Outside of music and movies, Will was also known as a devoted family man. At a time when celebrity relationships were falling apart fast, he and Jada Pinkett Smith looked solid. They went public in 1995 and got married in 1997 after meeting on The Fresh Prince. And Jada wasn't just anyone. She already had her own success. Together, they looked like a real power couple. Then came the family. Jaden in 1998, Willow in 2000, and Will also had Trey from a previous relationship. From the outside, it looked like the perfect Hollywood setup. The kids followed the same path too. Jaden starred with his dad in The Pursuit of Happiness. Willow appeared in I Am Legend, and both went into music. It looked like legacy in motion, no drama, just success building on success. But behind the scenes, things weren't as perfect as they seemed. At one point, Jada said, I told Will, you can do whatever you want as long as you're happy. Then added, as long as you can look at yourself in the mirror and be okay. Will is his own man. That statement had people talking immediately. Fans ran with it, fast. No hesitation.
Esther Perel is coming to the table. She's going to be at the red table. Would you say she has been instrumental in you and I redefining our relationship?
I would say don't just start filming me without asking me
Oh my goodness.
if you could film me.
Esther, come help us again, please. I'm still dealing with foolishness.
Because she don't just...
Would you say that she helped us heal the hurts that we caused one another?
My social media presence is my bread and butter, okay? So you can't just use me for social media and not, don't just start rolling. I'm standing in my house. Don't just start rolling.
Please watch us stare at the red table because she's helped.
She tried to clarify on Facebook, saying, this does not mean we have an open relationship. This means we have a grown one. But notice, that didn't fully shut everything down. The internet went straight into speculation mode. Then more rumors started building when Will worked with Margot Robbie on Focus. Some behind-the-scenes photos leaked that looked playful, and people jumped to conclusions quickly. Both of them denied anything serious, But once those rumors start, they don't just disappear. In 2015, during a joint interview on The Howard Stern Show, Jada added even more to the conversation when she said, "I'm not the kind of woman that believes that a man's not going to be attracted to other women." That line alone kept people questioning everything. It didn't sound small, it opened the door to bigger questions. That statement raised eyebrows again and added more doubt to a situation that already felt unclear. 2 months later, Will went on Facebook to shut down divorce rumors, saying, "Jada and I are not getting a divorce. If I ever decide to divorce my queen, I swear I'll tell you myself." He tried to play it off with humor, but the tension was still there. You could feel it under the surface. Then came a twist nobody really saw coming. In 2016, they quietly separated, but didn't officially divorce. And the wild part, the public didn't even find out until 2023. That gap mattered. During Jada's interview on The Today Show, she admitted that by 2016, they were already exhausted from trying. That hit differently once people connected the timeline. Meanwhile, back in 2017, Will was posting a heartfelt message celebrating their 20-year anniversary like everything was solid. At the same time, Jada was doing interviews, brushing off constant rumors, saying, "That's the craziest one. It's constant." The messaging felt mixed, and people started noticing. Then Will added even more confusion when he said they no longer saw themselves as just married, but as life partners. That wording didn't clear anything up, it only raised more questions. Things escalated when Jada grew close to singer August Alsina. She met him in 2015 through Jaden, and at first, he was introduced as a family friend. That's how it started. But by 2019, August started hinting at something deeper through his music. Then in 2020, during an interview with Angela Yee, he came forward with a major claim. He said he had a real relationship with Jada and even stated, "I actually sat down with Will. He gave me his blessing." That one line changed everything. It sent the internet into chaos. People couldn't believe what they were hearing. Soon after, Jada brought Will onto Red Table Talk for what became the viral Entanglement episode.
I was going through a very difficult time.
Yeah.
And we decided...
I was done with your ass.
Yeah, you kicked me to the curb.
I was done with you.
Yeah.
Marriages have that, though. Marriages have that.
Yeah, we basically, we broke up.
And then what did you do, Jada?
Well, you know, I think from there, you know, as time went on, I got into a different kind of entanglement with August.
An entanglement?
Yes. Yes.
A relationship?
Yes, it was.
During that tense conversation, she confirmed there had been a romantic relationship while she and Will were separated. She explained it lasted for a period of time and happened during a difficult phase in their marriage. Will looked visibly hurt in that moment. Even though he stayed composed, that moment stuck. The clip spread everywhere fast. It became one of the most talked about interviews online. Then Will followed up with an interview in GQ, where he opened up about their relationship being more complicated than people realized. He spoke about the pressure of trying to define perfection and admitted that maintaining a traditional structure wasn't always simple. That honesty gave context, but also added more layers to how people saw everything. Add in the long-standing shadow of Jada's past connection to Tupac Shakur, and fans kept dissecting everything for years. That never really went away. Will spent decades building a very specific image, the charming, loyal, steady family man. But all the relationship drama slowly chipped away at that image, piece by piece. By the time the 2022 Oscars happened and he slapped Chris Rock, the public was already divided. That moment didn't come out of nowhere, it just pushed everything into the spotlight at once. Some fans said the slap permanently changed how people see him. One comment said, "Post-slap, you can't see him as the cool, under-pressure leading man anymore." Another wrote, "Will Smith's whole career was powered by likability. He doesn't have that anymore." That shift hit hard, and it stuck. Old clips started resurfacing too. One video Jada posted years back had people feeling uncomfortable about their dynamic, and instead of empathy, social media turned it into non-stop jokes. Memes flooded timelines instantly. People were saying things like, "Jada got Will looking like he back in The Pursuit of Happiness and The Fresh Prince of Despair." Even 50 Cent reportedly reached out to Will asking if he was okay. Will responded respectfully, but the internet still turned it into content. Some supporters said they were watching a man clearly going through something heavy, while others argued that stepping away from the marriage might help him both personally and professionally. Two completely different views. But no matter the opinion, the narrative stuck. That slap became bigger than just one moment. It turned into a symbol of everything people felt had been building up for years. Since then, aside from Bad Boys, Ride or Die, his film run hasn't felt as dominant as before. The aura shifted. The confidence people once saw in him doesn't hit the same right now. Still, let's be real, Will Smith is a legend. His awards, box office numbers, Grammy wins, that history is locked in. That doesn't change. But lately, it feels like he's trying too hard to win people back instead of just owning where he is in life. Instead of leaning into being a seasoned icon, all the constant PR moves make everything feel a bit too calculated, like every step is planned instead of natural. Personally, I still rock with Will. I grew up on his movies. His music was never at the top of my playlist, but the legacy is undeniable. And honestly, Pretty Girls wasn't the worst track out there. Plus, the latest Bad Boys still did solid numbers. Maybe if he stops chasing approval and just leans into being real again, people might reconnect naturally. Or maybe the damage already runs too deep. That's what people keep debating. Let me know what you think. Can Will fully rebuild his image, or has too much changed at this point?